Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. This is Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. And you know, we've seen this kind of talk for a very long time, right? That one side, a lot of the activists out there, the people that try to push the agenda and all that kind of stuff, they accuse us of like mass flagging campaigns. They accuse anybody with common sense out there that you're just a bunch of ists and phobes and yada, yada, yada. And that's why you hate this movie because it's got black people in it, or that's why you hate this because it's got a woman in it, or yada, yada, yada. Which, of course, we can go through a million history examples as to why this isn't true, and it's very obvious even in the modern era when movies like that, was that Rocky sequel, I can't remember the name of it right now, that one got like a really high audience score and all this other kind of stuff. So if there was this band of roving ists and phobes that were all over the internet just trying to go out there and bash anything that was black-led or woman-led or any of that kind of stuff, then we would see evidence of that. But we don't, and we never really have, and they've never been able to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt. All it's been is accusations. Well, as usual, as we've seen from the rules of radicals for a very long time, accuse the other side of what you are indeed doing. And boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have an admittance of one of the people out there doing this exact same kind of thing. And it is in the Warhammer 40k universe. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is a Redditor out there admitting that coordinated campaign against a Warhammer 40k subreddit was indeed intentional, and they intentionally used misleading tactics in order to get mods banned and completely and totally to try to destroy this Warhammer 40k subreddit. And ladies and gentlemen, after everything we've suspected for so very long, it's always nice to actually get the evidence of what many of us out there was still with a little common sense left in our brains absolutely knew to be true. Because as you can see over here from the headline from Fandom Pulse, Reddit user claims he engaged in coordinated campaign with Reddit employees to destroy the anti-woke Warhammer 40k subreddit Horus Galaxy. Because as we have seen time and time again, boys and girls, tolerance is only a one-way street. If you disagree with the spirit of the age, if you disagree with the agenda that's been pushed by the cult inside of the mainstream legacy institutions for so very long, well, we can't have that, because God forbid you have an honest conversation about people that disagree with things, whether it be politics, whether it be Warhammer 40k, or whether it be the spirit of the age agenda that has infected so many of our beloved IPs and so many of our beloved institutions out there. They will not allow that. We have seen this happen. We have seen this tactic happen in the real world, where you go to try to talk to one of these activists out there that's out there protesting something. When you try to actually talk to them, they'll either shout you down, the whole crowd will shout you down, or they will literally take that individual away from you so they cannot talk to you anymore. This is the exact same kind of tactics they have used over and over and over again, and now we have somebody admitting it and feeling a whole lot of regret of being involved in what is absolutely a coordinated smear campaign against a Reddit that was simply disagreeing with what a lot of the kind of activists are trying to push inside of the Warhammer 40k universe. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to check out this article from John F. Trent over at Fandom Pulse, give you all the juicy details of exactly what's been going on inside this Warhammer 40k subreddit, as well as what this individual has admitted to doing. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing. We just crossed 1,900. We're sailing our way towards 2K, and I could not do that without every single one of us. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Does it surprise you at all, concerning the cesspool that Reddit absolutely has become over the past few years, that a coordinated attack against someone who simply disagreed with the agenda when it came to Warhammer 40k has got a coordinated attack to get it completely and totally destroyed and taken down? Or are you like, what is Reddit? I have no idea, but I love me some Warhammer 40k, so this is really shady and nasty. Or are you another one of those activists out there that completely and totally agree and believes that any of these chuds out there need to be removed because they're a bunch of ists and phobes and yada, yada, yada? Let us know what you think about all that in the comments section down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. And think about becoming a member, getting us closer and closer to that 200 we need to keep the lights on around here indefinitely. And also, you'll get the name of the end credits of every single one of these videos and live streams. And you get the access to member streams and a bunch of cool emojis as well. So please think about that whenever you can. All right, from John F. Trent and our dear sweet Fandom Pulse. A self-described pansexual Reddit user, because of course they are, admitted he engaged in a coordinated campaign with Reddit staff to destroy the anti-woke Warhammer 40k subreddit Horus Galaxy. And if anybody wants to go out there and come at me, what's woke? Woke is putting your agenda over good storytelling, and we have seen that happen plenty, i.e., I don't know, the female custody, where instead of coming up with like a legitimate good backstory as to why they exist and how these people were found, no. The Warhammer 40k social media just said, the female custodies have always been there since the first founding. Well, why have they been absent from all of the lore for all of this time then? Yeah. As Fandom Pulse reported earlier this month, the anti-woke Warhammer 40k subreddit, let's just stop saying anti-woke, it's just a Warhammer 40k subreddit, Horus Galaxy appeared to be the target, although they probably are anti-woke, which means they're probably just common sense folks. Coordinated campaign to destroy the community. The subreddit's creator and one of its former moderators, the High Lord is here, had reported at the beginning of April that Reddit had removed a moderator for continued violations of Rule 3. He noted, Reddit admins have banned another one of our moderators for an arbitrary reason again. See attached image for what they said. This is yet another example of how they seem to be looking for any excuse to target this subreddit simply because we don't conform to the approved way of thinking, i.e. the spirit of the age. It's clear that the goalposts keep moving. We've done our best to follow the rules and form as much as possible, but it doesn't seem to matter. They still find a way to come after us. They explicitly threatened further action against this subreddit. We are not sure what will happen next, but if they decide to shut us down, we want to make sure everyone can regroup, and they created their own Discord server and all of that kind of stuff, so that will certainly help as well. It's absolutely another one of your moderators due to continued violations. Where's the evidence? Where's the proof? Oh, we'll get to that doctored evidence here in a little bit. Just 2 weeks later, he reported that he had been removed as a moderator from the subreddit due to an alleged violation of Moderator Code of Conduct Rule 1, which of course all of these rules are completely and totally made up by Reddit, and just like the YouTube enforcement on the rules of a lot of things out there, yeah, we know it's not exactly a fair and balanced system. Now is it, boys and girls? Well, it happened. I don't even use Reddit or comment on anything, but still got removed. LMAO. Sorry to say, guys, but I think the sub will be taken down soon, i.e. the subreddit. I advise everyone to join the Discord just in case this site sucks. And as I saw from a lot of the comments of the people in my chat while I record this video live at 11 a.m. Monday through Friday during the morning prep, they said the exact same thing. And honestly, I haven't been on Reddit in a very long time, and the things I use Reddit for, well, needless to say, aren't exactly family friendly. Then at the beginning of May, former moderator Mirage of the Emperor revealed that he and a number of new moderators were removed by Reddit without any explanation whatsoever. He wrote, all of the new mods I added, including me, were removed yesterday by Reddit without any warning or reason. LMAO. It was an honor. Salute. Another moderator, Alternate 40k Rules, who had been a moderator for almost a year, was also removed. He notes he was removed, but wasn't even given a reason, because reasons don't matter when you're an itherophobe. You have to be removed and you have to have your whole life destroyed. You need to be canceled. Now this is where things get interesting. Now Reddit user SilverGecko23 has admitted that he engaged in a coordinated effort to attack and destroy the Horus Galaxy subreddit. And here's his post right here from Reddit itself. SilverGecko still up, just 1 day away. I don't know why this is not safe for work. Maybe it's just because Warhammer 40k, but whatever. I was originally put into the Horus Galaxy as a plant. He intentionally was in there as a plant to spy on people and get information to shut them down. Now that sounds like coordination, now doesn't it? As a plant together information to be used to destroy the subreddit and Discord. And the Discord, they're coming for your Discord too, and we've seen this happen in the past with them as well. Discord ain't all that much different. This was a targeted effort that included the actions of Reddit admins, i.e. Reddit employees, and mods of other left-leaning, White House Warhammer subs such as Grimdark and Sig Marxism. Oh, color me shocked there. A Warhammer 40k subreddit called Sig's Marxism? No, they couldn't possibly be a bunch of left-wing nut jobs possessed by the spirit of the age. Now could they? I regret ever having been part of this. Well, good to hear. Regret and understanding you did something wrong is the first step to redemption. I recommend Jesus. Take this from someone who was once under the belief that Horus Galaxy was nothing but a cesspit. Oh, wow. It's weird. It's almost like when you come and hang out and talk to all of the people that your cult friends say are a bunch of ists and phobes, we're actually just normal fans out there that love and have a passion for the same thing you do, and we just don't like seeing the destructions to our beloved IPs. I know. Strange concept. It's weird. I wonder why the cultists try to keep their fellow members away from common sense folks. I was wrong. They have good people and a handful of bad actors, just like every other fandom in the history of human civilization. There are always going to be bad actors. It doesn't matter if you're part of a political party. It doesn't matter if you're part of a fandom. It doesn't matter if you're part of a book club, right? There will always end up being bad actors when you ever have a giant group of people to get by. It's just statistically going to happen. Are they the majority in almost every single case? No. And even this pansexual Warhammer 40k fan had to admit that that was the exact case. And we know people are trolls, right? We know people will try to come in and intentionally try to say things and get people in trouble to get them banned and get them nuked. We've seen that happen. That's why the ban feature exists in YouTube chat, because if there are certain things said inside of the YouTube chat, which by the most part, YouTube restricts them things from being said, but needless to say, can get an entire channel nuked. That's why you have mods. That's why you pay attention to what people are saying, because that is absolutely something that can happen. And there are trolls out there that will intentionally do it. And it sounds like in this case, there were some left-wing trolls that were absolutely part of that exact organized campaign. He says, I only regret not coming out and admitting this earlier because I have now lost people who I had hoped to call friends. I know, strange concept. When you lie and deceive the people around you, they're not going to trust you going forward, even if you admitted you were wrong. Because guess what? The problem here, Silver Gecko, is it's too little too late. The damage has already been done. The creator of the Warhammer 40k subreddit, Horus Galaxy, was already banned from their own subreddit. What sense does this make? It's absolutely insane. Many of the brigading attempts on Horus Galaxy have used fake and altered screenshots to remove context from conversations. How many of times have we seen the legacy media do this over and over again? Take something out of context, that what somebody has said, and turn it into a big headline that didn't make any sense. And then, of course, once they're caught, they go back and make an itty-bitty little retraction, if they even do that at all. It's literally the exact same tactics used by these people on Warhammer 40k Reddits and is used in the legacy media. It's almost like they're all possessed by the same spirit of the age and they all use the exact same tactics. Weird. I know. Weird. Many of the brigade attempts on Horus Galaxy have used fake and altered screenshots to remove context from conversations in hopes of all mods being removed. That was the goal from the very beginning, to remove everybody in charge of it and destroy the subreddit, because it was one of the few places that you could actually talk honestly about the changes being made inside of our beloved Warhammer 40k and how you didn't like it. I know, free speech, strange concept, right? So all the mods could be removed and a new team could take over. Oh, color us shocked. Shocked there. What do you want to bet that new team would consist of a bunch of left-wing activists possessed by the spirit of the age, all down to use Warhammer 40k as an excuse to push their own political agenda? Methinks most likely. I will never be forgiven by my friends who I betrayed, but I am sorry for deceiving you. And hey, admitting you got a problem is the first step to redemption. Saying that you're sorry and asking forgiveness is a good start. But like I said, the damage has been done. It doesn't matter. This guy's actions, this pansexual's coordinated actions against something that did not deserve it have completely and totally destroyed this subreddit. And now they've all had to move. And this is the problem. This is what happens every single time. Your enemies always, especially when they are on the side of evil, when they are on the side of the devil, when they are side of Lucifer himself, right? They will always accuse you of what they are doing, right? We have seen this happen in politics. We have seen this happen in the news media. The ones who shout the loudest are normally the ones with the most to hide. And this is the kind of thing that we have seen time and time again. Every time people accuse the LGBTQ alphabet soup mafia of trying to indoctrinate children and go after them, and that their only goal was to do very nasty things to children. Weird how a lot of the leaders and a lot of those people inside of those activities and inside of those groups, it turns out they actually have been doing bad things to children the entire time. It's literally the same tactics over and over and over again. And that is the problem with the spirit of the age. They have now gone out there and destroyed one of the few places that Warhammer 40k fans were able to discuss openly about the changes going inside of the universe and inside of their beloved IP that they did not like. You want to call that anti-woke? Sure. You want to call disagreeing with the fact that a female custody was now just literally shoehorned into the Warhammer 40k universe without any kind of actual backstory, and they literally, anybody that questioned this, anybody that criticized, not only did they ban you from their social media, but they also talk down to you and tell you that you were just a stupid chud out there and that female custodians have always been part of the galaxy. Well, bullshit. No, they haven't. And guess what? Now we see another coordinated attack by activists in order to destroy legitimate Warhammer 40k fans. And boys and girls, we've now got the proof. It sucks because the damage has already been done, but at the end of the day, we know we will win. This didn't work in the movies. It has cost them billions of dollars. It didn't work in the video game industry where it's cost them billions of dollars. And it won't work with Warhammer 40k. Go woke, go broke exists for a reason. And all of those evil cultists out there will use every tactic they can to silence any kind of criticism against the stuff that they are trying to use to push their agenda. Why? Because their ideas cannot hold up to scrutiny. The lie that female custodians have always been in Warhammer 40k is easily disprovable, just like every other lie the spirit of the age pushes. And guess what? They have danced with the devil and they will get burned. History doesn't just repeat itself, it also rhymes. Woke didn't sell at comic books, it didn't sell in the movies, it didn't sell in the video games, and it sure as hell will not sell with Warhammer 40k. And eventually, Games Workshop, you will learn that lesson. And Reddit, oh, trust me, it's coming for you too. Your downfall will be of your own making. And at the end of the day, you will get exactly what you deserve.